welcome to Lanterns Live. It's Ralph, and today I am talking about the first appearance of Hal Jordan. I believe this comic is about 66 years old. This is Showcase 22, and I'm really excited to talk about it. I was looking for something to discuss this week because I didn't have a comic to read, and I put it up to you guys. So if you are following me on YouTube, be sure to keep an eye on my posts because I posted a poll between this and Justice League Red #1. Even though last week Jeremy Adams suggested Justice League Red #1, the votes went for Showcase 22. So we'll do that. Maybe sometime soon I'll cover Justice League Red, which features Simon Bass. Maybe soon. Maybe I'll do that soon. And then also, tonight is a new episode of Peacemaker. And if there's anything Green Lantern related in it, I'll be doing a show live tomorrow, 9 o'clock Pacific time. That's noon Eastern time. And come join me for that. So we're going to do this. We're going to get through episode 3 of Peacemaker tonight and see if I have an episode to do tomorrow. Today I'm wearing my Black Lantern ring. Just felt like I was in the mood for it because lately, Garrett Dillahunt over on Instagram has been sort of reposting stuff that feels like it's very, very Black Hand centric. There's a video I posted a little while ago that's saying that he was back in the action, he's back at it, and he was just had his hand waving out of the car window, and then the Green Lantern's Instagram channel, a fan channel, took that hand and made it look like a black hand, which I thought was very fun. I'm just in the mood, and I reached out to Garrett Dillahunt's people by email. And hopefully, we can get him on the show to talk about lanterns and possibly talk about Black Hand for a little bit. I just have so much, faith. I don't know if that's the right word, that he is playing William Hand, aka Black Hand. I think he looks the part. We saw him get his body covered in like a silicone mold via Instagram, and I've seen it at other places as well. So fingers crossed for Black Hand to be in Lanterns. We'll see what happens. No Assault is here. Excited for a new Peacemaker episode, especially now Twisted Metal is done. I need to watch Twisted Metal. I only saw the pilot. I should probably check that out. It was a lot of fun. It's just there's so much TV going on. Dave's here, says Thursday is Mood for Death. I guess maybe it is. We'll see. I usually do these shows on Wednesdays because that's when new books drop. Last week I did an episode on Thursday because Jeremy Adams was available that day, and I'm not going to say no to Jeremy Adams. And the reason why I'm doing it today, because this stream was supposed to be yesterday, for those of you that are paying close attention, but my internet's been spotty, which if for some reason my stream goes out, it's because our internet went out. So fingers crossed on that. Maybe I should be wearing a blue ring today. What do you guys think I should be wearing the blue ring? Maybe I'll wear both. I'll put my blue on the left. And I'll do this. And also I wasn't feeling great. I've had back issues the past couple days, and I was just it was getting close to crunch time to do the episode, and I was just I can't do it. I really can't do it. So we're here today. It's Thursday, which is fine. And then next week I'll be back on my regular Wednesday with Vactor. Hopefully Vactor's feeling better. We're going to be covering Green Lantern Corps #8. And I'm super excited for that. And again, we're on Peacemaker watch. We're looking for anything Green Lantern, so let's do that. This show is going to be a little bit different. This is the first time I'm doing a classic Green Lantern comic book as opposed to a new one, and it's great to kind of start at the beginning with Showcase 22. Listen, I would gladly read Alan Scott stories if they were available on Comixology through Kindle, or that's usually where I get my books. And I'm hoping that we can get those soon enough. I'm hoping Lanterns is a big hit. Remember when the Green Lantern movie came out in 2011? And Comixology created a whole app for just Green Lantern and Green Lantern books. And any Green Lantern books you had over at Comixology would be on the Green Lantern app, and you can just get buy Green Lantern books there. It was awesome. I love that. It was so fucking cool. And I'm hoping maybe with the success of Lanterns, maybe if something comes of Lanterns and it becomes people start looking into it and doing more deep dives into Lanterns, we can get Comixology to put out digital versions of the Alan Scott stories, because I've read one. I think there's one on Comixology, and it was a Vandal Savage book that they released. I think it had something to do with the fact that Vandal Savage was showing up on Legends of Tomorrow or something. It was really strange, but I know there's archive editions of the Alan Scott stories. They're priced a little high for me, and I'm not really getting physical media anymore because I'm low on shelf space. But they have these really nice clean covers or clean images and stuff that I'm assuming have been digitized. They have these on file, because this looks exactly like what I read in Comixology for Showcase 22. So they have to have those Alan Scott files. Hopefully, just hopefully, because I'd love to read Alan Scott. I haven't read Golden Age Alan Scott, and I would really love to. So anyway, we're starting in the Silver Age with Showcase 22. Let's get to you get some questions in the chat already. Annual Assault, a friend of mine and I were arguing the other day. Maybe you can give us more perspective. If every Power Ranger fought every Green Lantern using their Green Lantern power rings, who do you think would win? I mean, that's tough because, see, I have this Kyle Rayner statue, and he's creating a Gundam construct. So, if the Power Rangers, even if they build their Megazord and they come together, one dude's gonna build a Gundam, to fight it, and you still have the other Earth Lanterns. Let's just say we're doing Earth Lanterns. What I'd be interested in is let's do a 1-for-1. Let's get Kyle Rayner or Hal Jordan or any of the Green Lanterns versus the Green Ranger. Let's get and I know Tommy is also the White Ranger, but what if we get Kyle Rayner White Lantern versus Tommy White Ranger? And then we do let's say Hal Jordan, Green Lantern versus Tommy Green Ranger. And then you just go through. You do Jason versus Atrocitus, the red. You do, there's no Orange Ranger. There's probably an Orange Ranger down the road. But let's go. Are you going to do Sinestro versus Trini? Are you going to do Saint Walker versus Billy? And then you're going to have Black Hand versus Zach. If we're doing that, Green Lanterns or Lanterns all the way, if it's just Green Lanterns still, I think Green Lanterns got it. It would be fun to watch, though. I don't know. I know there's Power Ranger crossovers, and Power Rangers are in Fortnite, and there's definitely Green Lantern crossovers. Green Lantern crossed over with Star Trek, the Kelvin universe, and they've crossed over with what's the Planet of the Apes. So a Green Lantern Power Ranger crossover would be pretty amazing. So I mean, listen, I'm gonna go Green Lantern all the way. Listen, I love Power Rangers. I grew up watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I watch it almost on a loop. I get to about the Tommy episodes, and then I start slowing down. But let's talk Nort and Chaselon hanging out with Bulk and Skull. Let's do that. Listen, your friend shouldn't be arguing about this. You should be coming up with ideas. Like they don't like. Who cares who wins? With both of all those characters on the same page, like we all win. So, the DC Universe service had a lot of promise. Unfortunately, it shut down. Again, DC Universe, I subscribed as soon as it was announced. I loved reading the books. I loved watching DC Daily. Friend of the show, Hector Navarro, was on there. I'm going to try to get more people from that show on here. I've become friendly with a few folks over there. So I love DC Daily. That was my favorite thing. Cloned Avengers in the house. What's up, brother? Not much, man. Just going to be chatting about Showcase 22 in a minute. And I'm kind of excited to talk about it because I'm doing something a little bit different this time. I'm actually going to be bringing up images, and we're going to chat about some panels that I thought were of interest. Considering this is the very first Green Lantern appearance, we're getting a lot of stuff that is still with the series today. And there's 3 stories in the book. Let's see. The Power Rangers has multiverse now, so you can definitely have multiple Tommies. Hey, man, the more Tommies, the better. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Can you imagine, dude? I bet you Tommy and Kyle would get along so well. Power Rangers in a Mortal Kombat game would be huge. Let's get the Green Ranger in Injustice. There's rumors that there's an Injustice 3 coming out. If they have that on Switch 2, I'm going to borrow my wife's Switch 2 and hopefully play that because I'm sure there'll be a lot of Green Lantern characters, which would be wonderful. They've really powered up the Rangers in the comics. They're on par with Superman tier superheroes now. Hey, listen, there's been a lot of discussion on a short that I reposted from the DC Showcase podcast, or it's the Peacemaker podcast with James Gunn, where Frank Grillo is talking to James Gunn about who would win in a fight, Superman or Green Lantern. And it's been a heated debate on the power of Green Lantern and the power of Superman. Claire's here. Hey, how are you? I'm great. I'm going to be chatting about Green Lantern. I'm on my own today. No guests, but with you guys in the chat, you can blast any questions my way, and enjoy the channel. If you get a chance, subscribe. Here's the thing. I'm okay with subscribers. I'm so happy that I have the amount of subscribers I do. I'm about 150 away from 5,000. So be sure to tell your friends. But the most important thing you should do is hit the bell icon. When you hit the bell icon, it'll notify you when I go live. And I can go live at any minute. So if there's something that happens Green Lantern related, like if we get some sort of news that drops, if there's a trailer for Lanterns that drops like at New York Comic Con, or if James Gunn or Damon Lindelof or Tom King or anybody from DC or Warner Brothers posts an image from Lanterns tomorrow, like I will do a live stream within minutes of that news breaking. So hit the bell icon. That's the most important thing. Roplop Fam says hit that bell icon to be notified of any future last minute streams, because you're going to want to be here to chat about whatever comes down the road. And I said, even if they just do a logo reveal, I'm here. I'll be here. I'm your source for up-to-date Green Lantern info. And this channel is dedicated only to Green Lantern. Yesterday it was dropped that Man of Tomorrow is coming out in less than 2 years, which I'm very, very excited about. I really didn't do a stream for that. But they did post about Aaron Pierre responding to that post. And I'm very excited at the fact that Jon Stewart just may be in the Man of Tomorrow in just less than 2 years. We have yet to have a live action Jon Stewart. I know Arrow, John Diggle, they kind of alluded to it, and his middle name was Stewart. And we are getting a proper Jon Stewart in the next few months at the beginning of 2026. And then in less than 2 years, we could have a Jon Stewart on the big screen. So I'm very, very excited. I'm getting very, very excited about Lanterns. I sent out a bunch of emails to agents and PR people to get some of the actors from Lanterns to appear on this show. So you're going to want to subscribe. You're going to want to tell your friends. The more people we have subscribed to this channel, the better it looks for me. And it means that that those guys would probably want to come on. So listen, I've reached out to everybody as far as Lanterns go. So let's go. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, I love Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol was great. It's one of the reasons I signed up for DCU. I like Titans a lot. I enjoy Titans. Alan Ritchson as Hawk was very good. And I'm thinking that I'm hoping that he sort of makes his way into the DCU for that. What's my favorite obscure Lantern? Not counting. Oh man, Dirk Curtsy RRR. I don't know if it's obscure. I'm a big fan of Tomar Ray. In fact, I think if I do another one of these episodes where I can cover a classic Green Lantern book, it might be Green Lantern 6, the first appearance of Tomar Ray. Not very obscure. I like Chaselon, Izamat Call. I like Brother Warth from the Blue Lanterns. I think he's cool. Yeah, I really don't have. I like Slush from the Sinestro Corps. Such a weird design. It's just like literally like Jello with floating bones in it. One of my favorite. Yeah, John Stewart finally getting his due. Claire says, I really like Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner is great. I'm really happy that, we've been in this drought with Green Lantern since the 2011 film, where at the time we had at least 4 running books, ongoing series going when the movie came out, and then nothing after that. Like there was a point where Green Lantern just had like the one book going, and that was it. And so now we're kind of getting this resurgence. The comics doing great. Green Lantern Corps is doing great. Absolute Green Lantern and Green Lantern Dark, and now Justice League Red. Like there's a lot of Green Lantern stuff coming, and I've noticed since Superman came out that my viewership has gone up, and I honestly believe that's because of Nathan Fillion's portrayal of Guy Gardner in Superman. Guy, he just nailed the character of Guy. And I noticed that a lot of the shorts I post, if they include Nathan Fillion, tend to get a lot of views, which means people are really excited about Guy Gardner and Nathan Fillion and Green Lanterns. And so we're starting to get a groundswell of Green Lantern support. And I'm hoping that that continues. I'm hoping there's success with Lanterns, because I'll be covering that show every single day following the new release. If they release it like at 6:00 Pacific time, like they have been with Peacemaker, I might even do my Lanterns recap like immediately after the show airs. So we'll see how it goes. The best thing about Green Lantern is it provides unlimited creativity. They're all aliens, so you can go crazy with their appearances. It's one of my favorite things. Planet 628's here. I'm just Planet. Can I just call you Ace? I'm gonna start calling you Ace from now on because of your avatar. I haven't read any. He says I haven't read any, or they say I haven't read any guys since the '80s. It's amazing what they could turn him into. Yeah. And Nathan Fillion again pulling it off. Like, absolutely love it. Yeah. My friend Kevin is sending me a text and asking him if I'm streaming now, and so I replied yes. We'll see if Kevin shows up. What do you guys think the over under of Kevin showing up is? Great artist, Kevin. Dave says the tank scene with the middle finger constructs made me a GL fan. So were you not a GL fan like before this? Are you new to GL? Because if you are, that's awesome. Jeremy Kelly's here. How you doing, Jeremy? Jeremy is one of the subscribers to the I don't even membership. He's a membership subscriber, which you can also do for me. It helps sort of fund the studio space and lets me do these live streams. So if you want to join up and be a subscriber, you can do that. It's a join the membership. You'll get emojis and stuff like that. Yeah. Do you guys want to get into Showcase 22? Yeah? You want to? All right, let's talk about it. Okay, so what I did was, last week I was reading Showcase 22, and I'm like, man, you know what? I should cover this. It brings me so much joy because this is like, again, it's like 66 years old, and a lot of the same, a lot of the stuff we see in Green Lantern mythos is still, it was set up in this. Yeah. So let me talk about the cover real quick. This is like an iconic image. I love this cover. My only problem with it is that you don't get to see the emblem on the shirt or on the chest. Like it's such a great rendering of Hal. It's probably one of my favorite renderings of Hal. When I think of Hal Jordan, like I think of this image here. I absolutely love it. And so, like I said, there's 3 stories in this. Their first one is SOS Green Lantern. Great. What does Jeremy say here? Doing good. Went to see Superman last weekend. Finally. Really enjoyed it. Love the Green Lantern scenes. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Like, I love, like, I like, just seeing Guy Gardner show up on screen for me, like, after reading Guy Gardner since, like, the 90s, it really, like, I had a swell of emotion. Like, I can't believe I'm actually seeing Guy Gardner flying in front of me. So SOS Green Lantern's a really short story. It's the first one, and it's basically the origins of Green Lantern. So if you're not familiar with the origins of Hal Jordan, a crash-landed alien spaceship piloted by Abin Sur, who's a Green Lantern, I guess. We'll discuss that in a second. His ring finds Hal Jordan, pulls the simulator that Hal Jordan is flying to the spaceship. Now, here's something interesting is, okay, this is all stuff we've seen before. And this is iconic image. So Abin Sur is about to give the ring to Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan mentions this. This is something that I thought was really, really, really interesting. Noah Solt has to go to work. So hopefully I'll catch your next stream. Hey, listen, Noel, like if you're on your break at work, you can finish watching this stream. It'll be on replay immediately after I'm done streaming. So head back, check out the rest of this episode, and have a good day at work. Really have a good day at work. I worked late nights before. It's not fun. So I really, really hope you have a great day. So here it is. Abin Sur says, yes, look at this battery, Hal Jordan. And Hal says, why, it looks like a Green Lantern. So this is the power battery, which we all know, which is, I love that it's set up in the very first story, the very first issue, the power battery, the ring, Hal Jordan, Abin Sur, everything is great. Pat PR is here. How you doing? How are you doing? Talking Showcase 22. Listen, this is a great part. This is something that I thought was really, really interesting, is that it's not, Hal Jordan, he might be the greatest of all time. Listen, as much as I love Kyle, like, dude, like, Hal's rad. Hal's rad. But Hal says it looks like a Green Lantern. So this Space Force really isn't called the Green Lanterns, right? I'm not sure what they're called, but I'm assuming since Abin Sur is speaking telepathically, most likely through the ring, and Hal Jordan's the first Green Lantern from Earth, well, sort of in this continuity, that the ring now translates what the Space Force is as Green Lantern, because if you look here, okay, this just tells you that it loses its charge. There's a yellow impurity. The yellow impurity is brought up story 1. Okay. But to be safe, it's only the greatest secrecy I know. I'll adopt a secret identity. I'll call myself Green Lantern after the power battery. So Hal Jordan's the one that comes up with the term Green Lantern, which then I'm assuming gets put into the Book of Oa database when it comes to translating what this Space Force is. That it picks up what Green Lantern or what Hal Jordan said and saying that the Space Force is the Green Lanterns. So it's really cool. Like that's something that I was really interested in. The fact that like people are flying around outer space carrying which actually looks like an actual lantern. I like that Green Lantern is not mentioned once by Abin Sur. And it's Hal Jordan that adopts that name. Really, really cool. So I brought up that slide for that. This is the second story, The Secret of the Flaming Spear. I always misremember that the rocket that you see flying on the cover, the yellow rocket, is the Flaming Spear. It's not the Flaming Spear. The Flaming Spear is a test aircraft at Ferris. And the reason why I'm bringing up this page, and we'll see it later, is this is a power. It looks like Green Lantern's just flying through the door. He's not. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Already we're getting the romance between Carol and Hal, which is still going on to this day. Clone Avenger says that Hal and Kyle are my 1A and 1B. I'm with you there. I might go different though. It might be Kyle is my 1A and Hal is my 1B. There's just something about Kyle that I really, 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 really like. I really like Kyle. So Carol's here. Carol is going to be given Ferris aircraft. Like this is her father's going away for 2 years. Hal's trying to hit on her, and she's like, "Nah." She puts the squash on it, but she likes Green Lantern. In this story, it's the first time we get the Green Lantern oath. In Hal Jordan's dressing room at the hangar, a green-clad figure murmurs a solemn oath. So this oath wasn't really given to him by Abin Sur. Maybe it was off screen. Maybe it's like the movie where the ring sort of fuses with Hal Jordan's brain and sort of when Hal hits the ring on the power battery, he sort of starts reciting the thing based on, just out of nowhere. So I'm not really sure if this is just something he created or if it's something that the ring is sort of guiding him to do. But this is a holdover from Alan Scott in Brightest Day and Blackest Night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. That oath has changed a little bit throughout the years, but we are back to this version. At one point, it was Darkest Night, but now it's black. It's back to Blackest Night, which is great because it fits into Black Hand and the Blackest Night from the Jeff Johns run. So right off the bat, we've established Ferris aircraft, Abin Sur, Green Lantern ring, power batteries, the oath. We don't have Tom yet. So this is something I found really interesting. Green Lantern phasing through a wall. Like, that's not something that we see a lot of anymore. But he's able to phase through walls. Pod PR says, I really want like a Green Lantern animated series that's the first season could be Hal's origins, Sinestro turning to Darkseid. Season 2 could be Introduce Guy. Season 3, I'm assuming it'll be, you're looking for like Jon Stewart and stuff. I mean, it's kind of the Green Lantern First Flight kind of does that for me, scratches that itch. You get the Abin Sur scene before you get to the titles. And then Green Lantern, the animated series, kind of fills that for me. Green Lantern First Flight also has a turn to Sinestro. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping Lanterns, we get some Abin Sur. I don't know if we will or not. But I would love to see a Hal Jordan origins the movie was fine. I don't know why it took place in a swamp and not the desert. Like there was just something I wanted. I wanted just some stuff in the Green Lantern movie that just didn't happen. As much as I think the movie's fine, it feels like a condensed Cliff Notes version of what Green Lantern is. The fun thing about this page is we get a reference to Superman as Green Lantern flies through. The three men who are the saboteurs who were trying to crash the flaming spear said, "What's that? It ain't a bird, it ain't a plane, and it sure ain't Superman." Which is a great line. It's like that was so already like a famous phrase that they're able to sort of play on that with this book. So I really enjoyed that. And I really would like to see Green Lantern start phasing through stuff. You'll see in this book, I have a couple of pages coming up that I think are really interesting Green Lantern powers that we haven't seen before. Here he is. He's not really constructing constructs yet. He's more using it as beams. He's able to like mess up these bullets. He's exploding the bullets like firecrackers in midair. Pow, pow. So it's he could probably do that in the books, but we're not really getting constructs with the Green Lantern ring. We're getting in manipulating stuff, manipulating objects on like a atomic level. So like phasing through the wall with a ring, he didn't knock down the wall. He phased through it. So he's got to do something on a molecular structure to do that. And there's something else coming up in the third book that's something really similar. Here we go. The yellow. So it's been established by Abin Sur that Hal's ring is impervious to yellow. And here we have, in two different cases, Hal gets hit in the face with a yellow lamp and hits the floor because his ring won't stop it just because it's yellow. And this thing is all yellow. And then he's chasing after the cars or the car that they're getting away in, and he can't do anything because it's yellow. Turns out he can hit the tires, which then stops him and he gets the bad guys. Again, no constructs. He's using like the ring's beam is like a lightning shape, and he like creates these lassos to catch these guys. And here we have Ferris Aircraft. This is Carol's father handing over Ferris Aircraft to Carol for 2 years. And Hal's not cool with it because now he can't date Carol. And that's him. My power can do anything for me except get me the one thing in the world I want most, Carol. So in the next episode, we'll get to that real quick. The Flaming Spear later comes up, and I can't remember the name of the pilot, but in the last few years, was it Jeremy Adams' run or was it a previous run where we revisit that pilot? And that pilot kind of has a resentment against Green Lantern. I should check out that story. I should have looked it up before I did this, but very interesting. If you look up the pilot of the Flaming Spear, you can see who that pilot was like just a few years ago. I think, oh, you know what? Was it Jeremy Adams' run? Was it that issue where it was like 5 stories in one, where there was the Amazo Alan Scott story, the Carol story, the Hal story? Was it that? Maybe someone can help me out with that. But this is definitely comes up in a recent run of Green Lantern. Okay, so this is what I thought was the Flaming Spear. This is just a missile. This is the runaway missile. And if you take a look at it, you might find out what problem Green Lantern has trying to stop this missile. And yeah, you're right. It's yellow. Of course. Like, this is the first book, and I understand that they're trying to get their footing, but like they really lean into the Green Lantern is powerless against yellow. It's a little eye rolly, but what I do like about this issue, or what I think is funny about this, is the Guardians aren't mentioned by Abin Sur, and we know Abin Sur is a spaceman who flies around in space as a member of the Green Lantern Corps. But these first 2 stories that we have after the origin are all Earth-based, and I think we get the Guardians sooner then later, I'll have to keep reading this, but again, Tomar Ray doesn't show up till issue 6 of Green Lantern. So we have Showcase 22, 23, and 24 with Green Lantern, and then Green Lantern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Green Lantern 6. He finally meets his first alien lantern other than Abed Sur. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, man, you have the whole universe at your disposal, and you're doing these guys who keep saboteuring spaceships and spacecraft. Hal making advances towards Carol. It's a little, in this day and age, it's a little forceful for me. But that's that. They do, and she likes, so Carol likes Green Lantern. And here's a great picture of them kissing. And I love how Green Lantern's domino masks, the line kind of goes into the bridge of Carol's nose. I just thought that was an interesting shape. So the love triangle is Hal loves Carol. Carol loves Green Lantern. Hal doesn't want Carol to like him only for being Green Lantern. So that love triangle is set up. And the writers in the early days of Green Lantern play a ton with this. Just play a ton with this. It gets to the point where it gets a little old after a while. And it's nice when Tomar Ray comes in and you could be just like, you know what? Let's move beyond this sort of weird love triangle. With split second to go, the very tip of the missile is not yellow. That gives me a chance. So there you go. It was there the whole time. The clue was there. How is he going to stop the yellow missile? The tip is red. And we knew that from the beginning. It's definitely a red tip. Let's see here. What's the next slide? Okay, so here's another thing. Again, Green Lantern phasing through a wall, which, again, never happens. I wonder when they stop doing that. But he phases through a wall, and the bad guy, the saboteur who sent the missile to the army base, has a battering ram to hit Green Lantern. Like he knew Green Lantern was going to come into the room right there anyway. He fires this battering ram, and Green Lantern's beam is able to turn the battering ram into water. Like that's molecular structure. Like that's not constructs anymore. So it's really interesting to see this stuff and how it evolves. But there's a lot of interesting stuff in here that I'd like to see Green Lantern do in the modern age. I feel like it's a little overpowered. And then here's the final page where Carol is mad at Hal, or she's mad at Green Lantern, because while they were kissing is when he noticed that the runaway missile was heading to their army base, which means he wasn't being passionate and his eyes were open during the kiss. So now he's in the doghouse as Hal Jordan and Green Lantern. So that's the end of Showcase 22. I think it's a really fun issue. If you haven't read it, go check it out. It's really fun to see sort of where Green Lantern started from and how it's evolved into like these sort of complex stories with like hard traveling heroes, with Parallax, Kyle Rayner, and the Green Lantern Corps, and the Spectrum, and the Sinestro Corps War, and the Fractured Spectrum, and the Brightest Day, and the War of the Lanterns, and the Last Lantern, or the First Lantern, and all of these things. It's real fun to see how this started, where it was 3 stories, all took place on Earth, and most of it was Hal just punching old guys and turning stuff into water and making nets. I think the net is he makes a net to stop the missile, the runaway missile, and that's like his first construct. Pretty fun stuff, a little corny, but again, it's a lot of fun to read. It's a very aw shucks kind of story that I just happen to enjoy. I revisit it about like once a year. And as I was reading it like last week, I'm like, you know what? I'd like to chat about it on Lanterns Live. So we did it. I don't know when I'll do the next classics, Green Lantern Classics, maybe on a down week or something. But next week, please show up. Vactor will be returning for Green Lantern Corps number 8. And then looking forward to that. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, that we get Green Lantern and Peacemaker tonight. I'm going to go make dinner. I think it's a good night for burgers and Peacemaker, and I'm going to check that out. So if you guys hit that bell icon, you'll be notified when I will be doing that episode or not. So thanks again for joining me in the chat. It was a great time, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks again. Beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye.